Hey guys, welcome back to Talking About It with Ashley. I'm Ashley, and on today's show, we have a special guest, Miss Gladys, with the Gladys Effect. And she is a local stylist and public speaker here in El Paso. And so we're going to be talking about um, looking good, feeling good, and how all of that um, works with, your mental health. So, let's get on in and start talking about it.
Hi, Ashley. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm super excited to be here.
Hi, Gladys. Thank you for coming on. I am so happy that you were able to join us today. Um, yeah, I'm excited to talk about this because I've talked a little bit on a couple of shows, that style really isn't my thing, and that this year I'm trying to focus on self-care. And, it's taken me a little bit to learn that style is a form of self-care. Not necessarily style, but, looking good can have an impact on you feeling good. So thank you for coming on, and I'm excited to hear a little bit about everything that you have going on. So thank you.
I'm super excited again. Thank you for inviting me. And you're right. I mean, the way that you look is going to have a big part on how you feel. And I think when we first met during our conversation, I mentioned to you that during my hardest times, it's when my outfits have been the coolest. And, I it's because I need that extra to carry me through the day. And sometimes just getting up and getting dressed is going to change completely how you feel and how you show up to the world. So it's super important to take care of yourself. And like you said, not necessarily style, but just, putting that outfit that makes you feel good. Taking care of your hair, doing your makeup is so
Yeah.
important. Taking care of your nails. When we started working from home during the pandemic, I remember a lot of people would say, "Oh, I'm working in PJs," and I would be like, "No, I don't want to go to the restroom and see myself ugly in the mirror." So I would still get up, dress up, put perfume on, and everything, and because I was still working, and I still wanted that part of me to be put together. And it was important, not because anybody was going to see me, but
Of
because of
yourself.
how I felt.
See, that's crazy. Like, I got excited during pandemic because they started making really cute matching pajama sets, or like the loungewear came like super popular. So
Uh-huh.
I was excited because it was like I didn't have to look like homeless all the time or anything, because I would just wear like a high school t-shirt and like whatever sweats I had. So when that happened for me, it was like, all right, I can have a cute jogging suit, and that's good. So for me, I guess that was like a style choice because I
Uh-huh.
felt comfortable in it, I was cozy in it, but at least I was matching, not just looking like I rolled out of bed. And
Exactly.
sometimes I would get out of bed and then change into something like that, and yeah.
I hope the person who I'm going to mention is not listening to this, but during the pandemic, we're all working from home, and we had these meetings. And one of my coworkers, I mean, you knew that this person was still in bed.
Oh, no.
And it was like, how productive are you going to be if you're still in bed and, you're still in your pajamas? At least get up, wash your face, brush your teeth, put some makeup on, or, put your hair up, something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, see, for me more so was like, you know, at least just it's mostly the feeling of being comfortable. Like,
Mhm.
always, having the anxiety and panic attacks, it's always like, where do you find comfort in? And so for me, it's like blankets or, dressing cozy. And in El Paso, you can't really dress cozy, so, like, I always
This
have
week
my
you can.
well, this week, right? So, like, I have a long sleeve on. I do have the fan on now because I got too hot, but this week, like, it has been it's been a lot nicer, but what do we get? Maybe 2 weeks out of the out of the year.
Part of the year. Yes,
So,
exactly.
like, otherwise, I have my air conditioner on, like, 66, and, I'm, like, walk around the kids are like, "It's cold." I'm like, "Put a hoodie on." Like, I can't deal with heat.
I grew
But,
up in a house like that.
did you Yeah.
Yes, my mom was hot all the time,
Yeah,
and we
it's
all
just
had to deal with it.
but yeah. But I feel like it's easier to get warm than it is to get cool. You know what I mean? Like, you can
I don't
layer
know, my toes have been frozen for a week
have
now.
they You know, my kids got, well, for Christmas, I got them Crocs. I was never, like, a Croc person, but they make, like, these, fuzzy ones.
Uh-huh.
So I got them for my kids. That has saved my feet because, of course, my daughter was like, So, like, I kept them. I kept them and yeah, maybe look into some of those, like, fuzzy Crocs. That's the only thing that's kept my feet warm, like, not even socks. But yeah, I digress, sorry.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But But yeah, so Gladys, I kind of wanted to ask about your background and exactly, you know, I found you because you were popping up on my feed with your, styling tips and things like that. So how did you get into that? Because you were working like in marketing or something before, if I'm not mistaken.
So, my background is in sales, uh, fundraising, and relationship, uh, building,
Okay.
and so I did that for the past 20 years, but fashion and styling more than anything has been part of who I am since I was a little girl. I mean, ever since I can remember growing up playing Barbies, I didn't want to do like, oh, we're going to go to the party. It was just like, I just wanted to change them and change them. And my neighbors who were a little bit older than me helped me make clothes for my Barbie. So that's really all I wanted to do. I just wanted to play and change them. Um, and then as I grew older and started going out, my friends would come to my apartment and I'll be like, "Is that what you're wearing? No, let's make some changes." Or if I would go to their house, same thing. And so I just I have an eye for color, for mixing prints. And after working in corporate for so long, the organization that I was working for last went through some changes which were going to affect my pay.
Oh,
Um, and so I had an open commission, and in 2024, my commission was capped, and I made my yearly commission in 2 months.
jeez.
And so I said, okay, what am I going to do? The previous year, 70% of my salary had been commission,
Commissions.
and 30% was just my base. So I I had the opportunity to decide either to stay where I was or to pursue something that had been in my heart and in my mind for a very long time.
Wow, so you had to pivot.
Yeah. And so I remember I was having lunch with some friends, and one of my friends said, "Oh, Lancome, I believe, used to do these workshops and on image and why it's so important." And I thought, that's what I'm going to do. That's
Mhm.
exactly what I'm going to do. So that's when everything changed. I gave my 2 weeks notice, and then I went on a cruise and took about a month off. And I came back and I started working on a curriculum, and I built three. One is for youth, another one is for business professionals, and one for business owners. And I talk about the importance of taking care of your image, what message we're giving, how we show up,
Okay.
and then I put packages together on personal styling. I thought my workshops were going to be the breadwinner, but surprisingly, and I'm really excited for it, I started getting many requests for personal styling. And so that's how the Gladys Effect was born.
Wow, that's so cool. I mean, you think about in a moment like that where you get this news that, your commissions are gonna take a hit, everything's gonna change for you. In that moment, you could have just freaked out and
And I
not.
did.
Well, yeah, and it's okay, and of course but not only did you freak out, you had your freak out, you had your moment, you took your time, and you came back with a plan, right? And I feel like that's all that people need to kind of get in your head. I talk about it a little bit in each episode, is that you're just kind of pushing through whatever. You cannot control how and what is going to get thrown at you, but you can control how you're going to respond. And for you, I can just imagine the freak out, because if that's all of your income and then you're like, "Oh, what?" But everything happens for a reason, in my opinion. I think that timing and everything happens for a reason, and for you, it was finally that moment of clarity where you're like, "This is something that I've loved my whole life, and I'm gonna just jump into it." And I admire you for that, because that takes a lot of courage and a lot of, like, confidence in yourself, knowing that that's what you wanted to do. So I applaud you for that, because that's a big deal.
Thank you. It was very scary. Um, but I I'm very faithful to God, and has always been very faithful to me.
Yeah.
And I knew that if I took the risk, and of course I didn't just make the decision, I put it
Right.
in prayer. I started reaching out to different organizations to see if what I wanted to do is something that they would take advantage of. And it was all the signs that I needed to take that leap of faith, because really
Right.
is what it was. I had some money saved. I had my commissions. I had my savings, and I thought, okay, I can survive if I don't have any clients. I can survive for 6 months,
Yeah.
and things started to work out, and so I'm really blessed. One that I, it was it was easy, I guess, to do the transition because people already associated me with having an eye for style and for
Got
beauty.
it.
And so many people said, "Oh, this makes so much sense. This is where we saw you." And so it's been working out, and I'm so grateful that I took that opportunity. I if it's in your heart, and of course, it takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of planning. It's been a lot of, late night working, weekends, you name it. At the beginning, I the stress of having everything on my plate would literally wake me up in the middle of the night. And as I've been going through, it, things get easier. You have a little more faith in you and your decisions, and having a support system that is there for you when you're not believing in yourself, when you're ready to quit because it's getting too hard, and when you have all these decisions to make, um, your people, your tribe are going to
Mhm.
help you with clarity to help
Yes.
you keep walking through. So it's been a really cool experience.
I love to hear that, and I love to hear that you have, like, a support system, and how you say about a tribe. It's kind of like, you know, um, when you're low, 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 and you just need somebody just to kind of get through to you, like, "Hey, look." A lot of times my mom and people around me, "Well, what would you be saying to somebody if they were talking about you the way you're talking about you?" You
Mhm.
know? Like, how are you not believing in yourself? And so I think that that's great that you do have that support system, and I feel like a lot of times we do have that support system, we just kind of block it out when we're in our head
Mhm.
because, it's just like all we are in sometimes is just in our head and our thoughts. Um,
Yeah, it's like we're recycling the same thought. I mean,
yes, and you
and
just need somebody to come in and just, like, shake you, like
yank you out of it.
yeah, like when you have a stupid song in your head and it just plays over and over and over until you, like, listen to the
Every
song.
day. Mhm.
Until you listen to it, then it's like, "Oh, okay." So yeah. But Gladys, I did wanna ask you, for people who are trying to get more into styling and into, figuring out their wardrobe and things like that, are there some tips that you might have for them to get started? Like, what would be the first thing that you would recommend to them to get started or to at least have in your closet as a base? Um, because I feel like, again, with me, it was like the cozy lounger,
Mhm.
a set, so that it's matching. But, for people who are kind of going through it right now, um, and they wanna figure something out, what would be your tips on some basic, pieces that are a necessity to have in your closet?
I did a, interview with El Paso Inc. yesterday, and they asked me the same question, so I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I told them. Um, for everybody, it's gonna be something different. I mean, we all have our basics, our t tops, jeans, like you said, a matching set, um, but it's really knowing what your style is and discovering what that style is, because we all like something. We all either, like light colors or dark, or we like different things. So it's just first knowing what do you like, what makes you feel good. And so what I suggest is that go to
Okay.
Pinterest and start checking out the different styles: boho, classic, eclectic, um dramatic, which is kind of like where I fall into. And whatever style calls your attention, then start seeing what pieces you have in your closet that match that style. And then whatever you're missing, it's the pieces that you need to start bringing in, whether it is, and those are going to be your statement pieces.
Okay.
For me, it's like blazers, pins. I love very dramatic and um, loud jewelry and textures. And so, but we're all very different, so it's really finding out what calls to you, and from there, also finding out what your body type is, and buying pieces that are fitting for your silhouette. When I'm working with my clients, a lot of times we go through their closet, and they show me pieces, and they're like, well, I bought this and I haven't been able to style it with anything. Well, because it's not the right fit for your body, so it's going to look funky all the time.
Okay.
So knowing what your body type is, I help my clients with do a body analysis. We also do a color analysis, because that's something else that can either make your outfit or kill it. So just knowing, those little pieces, it's going to make a huge difference. And once you have your style, it'll be easier to buy things that match that aesthetic.
Okay. I like that. And see, you kind of opened my eyes a little bit because one of my things is like graphic t-shirts. I always have a graphic t-shirt that's either saying something stupid or has a character that I like from a movie but I do have blazers.
Put
So
those
I guess maybe
together.
putting them together would be like something that would show my style, but also style it. Like I've been seeing some of these things pop up on Reels or something, and it says, like, styling and wearing or
Hmm.
accessorizing or something like that, and that's basically what it is just accessorizing these different pieces, like tucking in a shirt or throwing a long boot over it or, different things like that. And as someone who, again, not I don't know why. It's so funny because my little grandma, my dad's mom,
Uh-huh.
she was like style, I mean, to the to the T. I mean, from head to toe and designer labels and things like that. Just always she always looks so good. And I spent a lot of my childhood with her, and you would think some of that rubbed off on me, but I just went the complete opposite. Just like I would wear like the big baggy jeans and like the crop tops, like
Uh-huh.
that was kind of the style, like grunge, I guess, was kind of the
Uh-huh.
style. So yeah, I just went the complete opposite, and I feel like now I'm in my 40s, it's like, all right, I feel like I'm too old to kinda change my or
Your
to get a
style.
style. Yeah, like,
Um,
how can I grow it up, I guess? But like you said, I could put a blazer over it. I don't have to lose myself in dressing differently, I guess is right?
yeah, exactly. So I heard a stylist the other day say the way that she recommends people to find out what their style is to put themselves in an era. I don't feel like I fit in one era. I love the 20s and I love the 70s and I love the 90s. But for, like you said, the 90s kind of grunge, that when we think 90s, that's kind of what we think.
Yeah.
Um, uh, but you can dress it up. I just worked with the client recently. He has all these concert t-shirts and he wanted to incorporate that in his style. So um, we brought in some blazers and denim jackets and different, that third statement piece to still help him feel like he's not completely going into a new style, but just kind of giving him that
Dressing it up.
grown up look, like you said.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go from, like go to the extreme unless that's what you're looking for. Because I feel like we all have a style. It's
Yeah.
sometimes we just need to polish it or add pieces to it to complete it. But we all have something that we like.
That you like. And it's funny that you say pick an era because I feel like the eras recycle themselves. So, like,
Mhm,
now we're in 2025, but some of the '90s style is coming back. I see, like,
mhm,
the bell-bottom jeans coming back, so that's, like, '70s. I
uh-huh.
remember in 99, 2000 when I was getting ready to graduate, bell-bottoms were in. So it kind of, like they kind of recycle each other, so I guess now I'm getting back to where I would be. My era is back.
When I started seeing all this 90s stuff, I have some pants from the 90s. It was like the really actually no, they're more like 2000s, early 2000s. Very low cut where the zipper was like this big.
Yeah.
And so, those are also back and
I miss those
but
pants.
there are
Right now
pieces from each era that kind of like stand out. And what I love about fashion right now is that you can literally wear whatever you want. We have trends, but if you look at fashion and where it is, it's really open.
yeah. Um, like you said, the zipper like this, I miss those pants because right now, all of the jeans I just went to go buy new jeans the other day, and everything is, like, super high rise, and I'm like, "Dude, I need, like" I'm trying to find, like, low. I like wearing my jeans at my hips,
Uh-huh.
or, like, right at the belly button, and so I had to size up just so that it would fit me right below, like, not on my ribs.
Yeah. I'm all for the mom cut jeans now. I love it.
I think it's just 'cause I don't know, like, I have a hard time breathing sometimes, especially if I'm uncomfortable. So, like, the having the button up, like, right
Mhm.
here, man, I'm like, "Okay, I need some lower cut."
But it's also, again, going back to knowing your body type. For example, I'm a rectangle. I don't have a waist. And so the low cut jeans make me
Makes
look
you
like
look long.
a mother. And so
Mm,
I love the high waisted jeans because now it looks like I have a waist.
gotcha.
And so when I wear my tiny little zipper jeans, I have to style them different to give, somehow the illusion that there's a waist there. Um, but so kind of knowing and what your body type, what looks good on your body, and just, doesn't matter what's in trend and not, it's still going to look good on you because it fits your body,
Yeah.
and it becomes part of your style.
And just being confident, right? Like in the things that you're wearing, like it doesn't really matter so much what it is, but how you feel. People are gonna be like, oh, like,
Mhm.
okay, because you're gonna be exuding that confidence or whatever. I think
Exactly.
too, like I've lost a lot of weight, so my body type has changed um since that. So like before I was, I don't know, like hourglass-ish, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And now I just feel like I don't know. So like you said, figuring out your body type. And I know on your Instagram you have like different little reels and stuff that talk about like the colors. Do you have one on there that's the body type?
No, I haven't done anything on body type, but I should. I need to record for the next couple of weeks, so I should do something.
Yeah. Like just to see like how do you know? Cuz I know like sometimes when I look up body types more so like when looking for like bras and stuff like that,
Huh?
they have like a pair or like they have the uh, like a
Apple.
shape. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's like an apple, a pear, stuff like that, and having somebody like you, like, explaining what it is as opposed to, like, just looking at a picture, I think that would be super helpful because it'd be like, "Oh, okay, like, this is what I could wear if I have this type of body type," you know? And is there
Absolutely.
people that have, like, different can you have, like, multiple like, so can you be, like, a pear and a, I don't know, triangle?
No, you're good.
Yeah.
So let me give you the secret on how you find out what your body type is. It's super easy. And if you have a measuring tape at home, just take your measurements from your shoulders, your waist, and your hips.
Okay.
And so if you're heavier on top, you're going to be an inverted triangle. If
Oh,
your shoulders and your hips are in the same, um, within the same measurements, and your waist is smaller, you're an hourglass.
okay.
If you're very small up here and your hips are larger, then you're a pear. And so if you're heavier in the midsection, you're probably an apple. So it's super easy. Just take your measurements,
Okay.
shoulders, waist, hips. And of course, if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions on my Instagram. But yeah, that's a easy way to figure out
Well,
what your body type is.
there you go, everybody. You got a insider tip here from Gladys on body types. I feel like body type has gotten such a negative connotation that people kind of shy away from speaking on it, and
Mhm.
it's something that's important. Like it shouldn't be a negative thing to like say like I'm an apple shape. Like no, embrace it. Like that it's something that you is going to be helpful to you when you're styling. So like don't see it in a negative connotation. It's like, "Oh, cool. Embrace that apple."
Exactly. It's not about, body shaming. It's about knowing your body and knowing the pieces that fit your silhouette better.
Yeah, I think that's very important. And
It's important to know your color, what season of color you are, so that you're not wearing colors that are gonna fade you away or bring in colors that are not really in your face. When I'm doing color analysis on my clients, they're shocked because they see the difference. The right color is going to give them this blur, almost like filter effect, while the wrong colors are either going to suck the life out of them or they're going to bring out imperfections that they might or might not even have.
No, yeah. And
Mhm.
I see that a lot on I binge watch The Housewives, guilty pleasure, but I see a lot of them wearing colors that they just completely wash them out. It's a lot of those highlighter colors, maybe they just don't film well.
Maybe.
But yeah, they tend to just, like, drain them, and I'm like, "God," like yeah. So I think color is important. For me, I think I told you the last time my daughter is the one who told me I liked jewel tones. Those were
Uh-huh.
my colors, and I was like, "Okay." And when she told me what they were, I went through my closet, and yeah, all I have is burgundies, navy blues, dark greens, purples. So, I think I have little bits and pieces of everything. It's just a matter of putting everything together, and, I'm excited when we start working together so that people can see, like, from where I start to where you have me styled up.
Yeah.
'Cause I
I
like what you're wearing today, I think it's super cute, like, even
thank you.
your pin, and then you have, like, the stripes with the polka dots under, like, it's just super cute, like, I love it.
Thank you
And
so much.
I think my era is more like I think I told you before, I like, 50s. Like, the 50s, just the
Uh-huh.
classic look of the 50s. Like, the big you have, like, the pearls and stuff back there on your thing. I like accessorizing more so than it's like I like to wear, like, a basic type of bottom and top, but, like, accessorize. Maybe that comes from, like I used to manage Claire's.
Uh-huh.
And, like, we always had to accessorize, we always had to have stuff on, so I think it's just something that I learned because I had to put stuff on, otherwise, I probably would've just been boring, but yeah, I think I like accessorizing.
And that's the beauty of accessories. I mean, you mentioned 50, so the first thing I think it's like a pencil skirt and maybe a fitted jacket with the waist. And so it can be, with the pearls, you can make it very 50s, but if you add maybe a different brooch, you can bring it to, I don't know, look more of the 2000s. It's a style that is ageless, really. I mean, because we
Yeah.
continue to wear it. But what's going to make the difference? It's the accessories, and accessorizing is so important. It takes your typical t-shirt and jeans to a whole nother level if you throw on necklaces and maybe a blazer or scarf, and make it more to fit you
To fit you.
rather than you fit into the clothes.
Yeah, I like that. And see, just listening to you, you make it sound very doable. I feel like a lot of times when we hear style and things like that, it's like you need to have like the most expensive designer brand, you need to have this, you need to have that. And the way that you're explaining it is it's just certain pieces
Mhm.
and you're styling it in a way that is like you said to you to your style and I love it. You're making me be excited about wanting to try and see to
Right, that's
try
what we
it.
want. I mean,
'Cause
it doesn't you don't have to break the bank, and that's something else. I mean, I worked with clients, whose budget has been anything from $300 to 4 or $5,000, and I'm all about vintage shopping, and, just once you know your style and you have the right pieces in your closet, you can mix them and match mix and match. I wear the people tell me all the time, "Oh, you never wear the same thing." And I tell them, "I'm always wearing the same thing."
you
Like, it's
just
the
style
same
it
blue,
differently.
it's the same blazers. You just, throw on a different belt, a different undershirt, different pin, and it makes it look completely different. Um, I did a seasonal reboot on Saturday. And what that is I go through people's closet. I don't clean, but I help them get the pieces out that don't fit the style that they're going for anymore.
Okay.
And I give them advice on the pieces that they need to bring. So she has her style. She was just missing a few pieces like belt, maybe some accessories to make it stand out a little more. But we were able to get 30 different outfits from her closet, from her own clothes. And we
Wow.
got rid of maybe like, I don't know, 30 pieces. And she was still able to get this whole new wardrobe from what she had.
What she
And
already had.
from what she already had. And she's really gonna have to invest, like I said, in just a couple of belts and some chunky necklaces and earrings. And now she has this whole new wardrobe.
Wow, that's great. That just that you could get 30 pieces, 30 outfits from she already had. That's
Mhm.
just something for the listener to think about, like, really go through your closet and, reach out to Gladys and look at her page and everything because you might have more outfits in your closet than you actually think. Like, I'm trying to think of the stuff I have in mind, and I don't think I could get 30 out of it. But
Yeah,
I am starting over though, because I did lose weight, so, like, I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff. I'm just now starting like, I just barely bought new pairs of jeans,
right.
um, the other day, so they fit me. Now they make, short jeans, like, because 'cause I'm
Mhm.
short, so all of the jeans used to be super long on me. I'd have to, like, cuff them like crazy. So now there's, like, a short so I they fit right to my ankles. I was like, "Oh, cool."
I know it drives me crazy because I'm tall and I'm like, all this high waters. Where are the long pants?
Yeah, and for me, it's like I would have to cut it and then still fold it.
Uh-huh.
Um, so yeah, so I'm like I said, I don't think I'd have that many yet, but I'm excited to start working with you and figuring it out, and kind of sharing the journey along.
I'm
Because like you
excited
said,
for
I
that.
think that now that I'm feeling good in my head for the most part, um, that, I start putting it out there in my clothes and stuff like that. So,
Yeah,
I'm excited.
and something to consider. So every time I go through someone's closet, they tell me I wear this with this and I wear this with this. And it's almost like they have all these uniforms. And
Mm,
I tell them, "What have you tried this with this?" And it's like, no, I never thought of, so don't be afraid to go and make some, disturb your closet and try pieces that you typically don't pair together. I feel like that's where you'll be really surprised with everything that you have in your closet and all the different looks that you can put together from what you already have.
yeah, I like that. Using what you have.
Yeah, I mean it saves you money.
Yeah.
It's also more sustainable, and you're really using. I mean, clothes are to be used. So I like I said, I wear the same pieces. I probably wear the same pair of jeans every week, just with a different outfit. Um, and so don't be afraid to wear and wear and wear your pieces. That's what they're for.
Yeah. So, um, I like to do a segment called The More You Know. And typically on The More You Know, I like to give tips or um, talk about mental health resources that are available. So for this segment on The More You Know, I wanted to kind of get your take. And I talk a lot about baby stepping my way into recovery,
Uh-huh.
whereas we're taking small goals, small things, and we're kind of building on those so that you are really changing habits that you have. So for The More You Know, I wanted to see from you, are there ways that we can baby step our way um into like a wardrobe? Um Say you have somebody who is kind of in the midst of a depression or they're struggling to get out of bed. Is there baby steps that you could offer them as far as maybe something they can do for self-care? Just to kind of start the ball rolling and just to kind of get that progress going?
Yeah, I mean, I don't speak about this a lot, but I suffer from depression and anxiety. And there are days where it's really hard, and I'm getting a little emotional, but it's really hard to just get out of bed.
Mm.
And I don't, I'm sorry, um,
No.
I don't reach out. I just get very into, myself. But what I found out that really helps me is drag myself to take a shower and put on my face and wear something that I know it's going to make me feel good. So, like you said earlier, maybe it's your comfortable sweater that's going to give you that comfort, but just, and it's easier to say because I know that sometimes it's just really hard to even get up and take a shower and brush your teeth. Even though it's like such a basic thing to do, but just, push yourself to get in the shower, play some music, and get out. And girls, put some lipstick on. Guys, I don't know, put cologne on. And you don't have to get out. Just acknowledge that, that you, even though you're not feeling it, that you were able to at least get up, take a shower, and take that step. um, a lot of times just dragging myself to do that part has gotten me out of that space in my head, and then I've been able to leave my house. Other
Yeah.
times the shower, it's, as far as I can go. Um, but I would suggest that, and just know what are the pieces that make you feel good, that are going to give you that hug that you
Yeah.
need during that
Yeah.
time.
And thank you so much for sharing that, Gladys. People often will see, they'll see me and they'll see us talking about these things, or like you said, you do networking groups and workshops, and they see us and they're like, oh, they're fine. They're not kind of going through it. And inside we are just a mess.
Mhm.
Or we're just not feeling it, or we're not feeling good. And for you all listening, just know that you can still live and you can still find these moments of, I don't have the word for it, but you're going to be okay. You just have to push through and get that feeling out of it. If you're watching this episode, you'll see that I've done the episode with one eye open the entire time, and it's because I've been having a panic attack the entire time. So, I when I tell you guys that I'm doing this show as a passion project, and because I do wanna have people on here that speak on things that are gonna help your mental health, help you feel better, you guys are going through it right there with me. So Gladys, I appreciate you sharing that with us, and for you listening, just know that taking those baby steps is really all it takes. And you've heard me say before, getting out of bed is like the hardest step for me in the morning. Do I make my bed? No. Sometimes I try, but even then it's just so much. And like how you talked about going to shower. I panic in the shower. So when you said that, it's like, ugh, I kind of like freak out. But you're right. Whenever I do go in and I shower and I will sometimes have a panic attack coming out of it, I'm good to go for the rest of the I'm
Mhm.
good to go for the rest of the day.
If you need to cry in the shower, that's okay.
Yeah,
Whatever you need to help you get out of that stage.
yeah, and it's the little things, y'all. It really is just kind of finding your space, the things that work for you, and, and taking those first steps, just
Mhm.
keeping moving. I think that that's the most important thing. Um And yeah, Gladys, thank you so much for coming on my show today, and for sharing your story, and just for helping get the word out to our listeners that having looking good and dressing and things like that. That's a form of self-care. You know,
Absolutely.
we talk about self-care and everybody's like facials or get your hair done, get your nails done, but also wearing the clothes and wearing the accessories and styling and things like that. That's a form of self-care as well, that I don't think that we talk about as self-care. I feel like sometimes it just is more like judgy, right? Like people judge what people are wearing or people are, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be like, no, like rock this outfit, feel good, and, you know,
We're
keep
so judgmental, and we don't know what people are going through.
yeah.
I feel like people always feel like you know, I'm always so strong and I have it all put together, and they have no idea of the struggles that I go through
Mm,
sometimes. So just, being kind to each other. And for me, my style, my clothes, I say this all the time, they're kind of like my Superman cape.
right.
And sometimes I really need to I need that boost.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about this at the beginning of the podcast. So just finding out what makes you feel good, and don't let anybody fool you. We don't have it all together. It doesn't matter how strong we look. So just knowing that you're not alone, and finding out what works out for you so that you can get through the moment or the days that sometimes it can last. Um, to get out there, and the what we wear has power, not just in the message that we're giving to others, but in how we feel about ourselves. And when you look at yourself in the mirror and you step out of the door, and you're confident in what you're wearing, it has power.
I couldn't have said that any better, and I think that is the perfect closing statement for the show is thank you, Gladys. I appreciate you coming on, and all of y'all, thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Make sure you follow Gladys, on Instagram. It's the Gladys Effect on
The glass back.
Instagram.
Yes.
Yep, and reach out to her. She does offer her services for styling. I'm going to be starting this soon as well, so we'll go along the ride together. But you guys keep on talking about things, taking those baby steps, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you so much
Bye.
for inviting me, Ashlee.
Thank you, Gladys. Bye bye.
Bye.